The session immediately after lunch is always a big task. The task to keep you awake, to bring you out of slumber. It's a very tough task. In every seminar, this is a problem. And we at IPA Chennai committee, we were discussing what to do, how to manage it. The first session after lunch, that is the challenge. Then someone said, we have a trick. What is that trick? It is in the name of Mr. Natarajan. The point came is, if Natarajan takes a session after lunch, he will make sure you are pulled out of your slum with a talk that is witty, that is so punchful, and it will make you really come out of your slum. So, Mr. Natarajan is the managing director of E.G.S. India. He is a product engineering specialist for the last 38 years. He is a mechanical engineer from Coimbatore Institute of Technology and masters in mechanical from the University of Toledo, Ohio. And he was also on the payroll as teaching and research assistant. His specialization is design engineering. He then went on to work with Ford Motor Company. He also made a presentation when Ford person was the chief guest in Plastoteck way back in 2019. Then he came back to India and started E.G.S. India, which is known for its design in quality and reliability process, and worked with almost all the automotive suppliers for digital transformation of APQP and PPAP process. All of you must be aware about this APQP and PPAP, the old E.G.S 9000 terminology. He is a nationalist trying to empower Indian industries. E.G.S has developed live, that's what he says, PLM live, QC tool software, all these to address the Indian engineering industries as part of digital transformation. Over to Mr. Natarajan, take over.
Thank you, sir. Vanakkam. Tamil veruma, English veruma? Rendu varum. The topic given to me, I didn't select this topic. It was given to me by IPI this time with the emphasis on profit maximization. You are already profitable. You want to maximize it. Yes or no?
Yes.
How do we approach this from a point of view of quality 4.0 digital transformation? The next few slides are going to be about it. There are going to be around 100 slides. Is that okay? As long as it is interesting and there are key takeaways from the presentation. I need a slide. Okay. The first thing, I don't think I need a mic, right?
I need a mic.
Require mic. Right? If I keep it here, it will be more local. So the topic is going to be profit maximization through digital transformations. How do we go about doing it?
Yeah, point towards here.
Towards here. You look at this, all these terminologies that are put on the screen, you will see all the way from NC to Kappa to any one of those, you are doing it already in your organization. Yes or no?
Yes.
Corrective action, preventive action, audit preparation, everything you are doing. Every one of them is a cost center. Are you with me? Almost every one of them is a cross center. Now, you are doing this in spreadsheets. You are doing this in PowerPoint presentations for your MRMs. How are these connected together? Where do you get the bigger picture as to how much cost is getting involved with this? Are we getting a bird's eye view of this? Unless we get a bird's eye view of this, we do not know where the money is leaking, where that extra profit can be brought about. There's a very famous saying, the profitability in your organization lies in your scrap yard. The scrap can be physical scrap, the scrap can be at the design stage, which is intangible, right, at that point in time. It's not physical anymore, right? So you look at it, this wastage is what the Japanese have conquered and continuously conquered to reach the number one status as a society. Nothing more, nothing less. So when you are taking all these things together, all your quality function deployment, your voice of the customer, whichever work you do, the efforts that you are putting in are cost centers, period. How do I maximize my profit? By working on your costs. The American Society of Quality classifies it into 5 areas, starting from manufacturing, through engineering, through quality assurance, through marketing and purchasing. Normally we say, I want to buy, if I'm a purchase guy, I say I want the lowest price, right? The question you need to ask as a purchase guy is, do you want the lowest price or the lowest cost? There's a huge difference. You pay a price when you buy something. When you use it, you end up paying the cost. Are you with me? So overall cost of ownership of your product that you are selling to your customer, if it comes down as perceived by the customer, your profits will start increasing. Believe me. There's no mantra, there's no secret sauce for this. It's all very simple. So all these activities, whatever you are seeing here, which are classified, they are the cost indicators which need to be kept under control, which need to be looked upon every day. As I told in my previous presentation a couple of years ago, if you are not having a cost engineer in your organization, please have one now. The job of the cost engineer is to only look at costs in your organization. His salary or her salary will be paid 100 times over by the savings that you get, and that's where your profitability rises. So now where does this digitalization come in? The profit accelerators are classified into 2 things. One is process efficiency, the other one is enhanced quality. These are the 2 areas you need to look at. In process efficiency, at every stage of the place, you need to look at the wastage, improving the downtime, avoiding the rework, enhancing the skill set of the operator who is using the machine at that point in time in that process of productionizing the component. I am emphasizing on the skill set of the operator because 9 out of 10 times the problem occurred because, oh, I didn't know that. Yes or no? You should start hating that sentence, I didn't know that. So at every level of the person's level, the skill set has to be improved all the way to the management. The management people also have to improve their skill set. I repeat, in fact, the least learned are the people in management. I am challenging the management people out here. I am a management person. I own a company, I run a company with 150 people sitting there in 3 offices. I tell myself every day I am the most illiterate person as far as running my business is concerned. The most knowledgeable people are the people who are working on the floor, on the streets, picking up orders. This is what I say. I can learn from them. Similarly, at every step of the way, we need to look at what are the skill sets that need to be honed. How many of you are looking at AI as the next thing? See, in 1987, when I was studying at the University of Toledo, I took this course on AI, artificial intelligence and neural networks. Beautiful course. We went through it, then we came back and said, where the hell is the data for that? Algorithms have not changed. Methodologies have not changed. Access to data, the democratic access to data because of your ubiquitous phones, that's what has changed. Now they are putting it in processors and giving it. Man has always tried to look at acquiring and making sure that he does not want to do the work, right? He wants somebody else to do the work all the time. And that's where artificial intelligence comes into picture. Now he is letting go of the opportunity to make decisions to the AI tools. So can that be leveraged? Absolutely. If you put your data in, if you make the search engine, if you make the AI engine, learn the data from what you are feeding, these tools and technologies, in 5 years down the line, you will be ready for AI transformation. If you don't do it now, in 5 years, you will start it, you will be late by another 5 years. Are you with me? So, the enhanced quality is monitoring temperature, pressure, fill rate, cycle time, so on and so forth. So many things are there, or process parameters, you need to look at that. Now, your data is your gold mine, your profit is lying in your data. And the data right now is in silos, in Excel spreadsheets, in emails, in PowerPoint presentations, disconnected. You don't even know that the data exists. You don't know that the profitability is in the gold mine called data that is there with you. When Mukesh Ambani said that data is the new gold, I said he said 20 years late. Believe me, India is 20 years late when it comes to adoption of technologies. I'm not joking. I was working at Ford Motor Company. What I was doing in 89, 90 is today the talk of the town in the corridors of the OEMs in India. I'm not joking. What we incorporated on the SN95 program, which is the Ford Mustang program, that was the last program I worked on before coming here, is now being incorporated by our vehicle manufacturers. How much time is that? 1993, 2025. We need to be aware of the fact that we are technology deficient. We are technology retrogrades. I'm using very harsh words. Just because we are using the mobile, it does not mean that we are technologically advanced when it comes to this. You know what I mean, right? Sindhu. But in day-to-day lives, in technology, when we have to put it together for our day-to-day consumptions in our organization, we are far behind. Look at this picture. Do you have a dashboard of your defects every month, every year, every day? Are you getting that information on your table for the consumer? If you are getting it and you are getting actionable data in consumable form, welcome to the world of the West. You are already there. If you are not looking at this data, mind you, this data is dynamic. It's not static. You look at this data in the morning, you look at the data in the evening, different. If you are not consuming data the way it is provided over here, take a step back and look at where you have to connect the dots to put this together. Your profitability is here. The money is smiling at you on your face, right here. This digital transformation, this is your end goal. How do I go about achieving it? Is what we need to look at. How many of you know this? What is this? Ishikawa diagram, right? When do we do this? When we have a problem, right? Why did we not do it a priori? A priori means in advance, even before the problem came. Why did we not do this? put the measurable indicators here and keep tracking that. Why didn't we do it? Why is it a fishbone diagram is always a post-mortem? That's how it was taught to us. Root cause analysis after a problem is surfaced. Now, you know the FMEA? FMEA is basically a failure modes for process as well as for design, right? Now they are breaking it into further steps, making sure that at every step of the way you don't file a document, you go through it, they are pushing you really hard, E.G.S. So these kinds of tools and technologies and mechanisms, you have to put the framework together in your organization so that it's like a cloud inside your organization where this data can be provided to people with consumption on demand. Look at the process. How many of us, when we go to a board, we see in every company we go and see a notice board there and the process is there, right? Yes or no? And that process, can you touch it and go to the sub-process of that? It's on the board. Can you drill down? Can you look at the input of the process, output from the process, look at the data and see how you can improve it? It's just a static picture which is sitting there, right? Now on a digital transformation, you click on that, you get exactly on that particular case. For example, in this case, it is a material which is being pushed in for the injection molding. Where is the material test data? How do you know that the material is, which is being given to you is 90% virgin, 10% recycled? Or they are saying it's 100% raw material. But then, how do you know it? You have to get your test data, right? Are you getting this data day in and day out from your supplier? 9 out of 10 times, the problem lies with the sourcing raw materials properties. This is like a ticker tape, like our heart ECG, you know. You have to have this in your organization. You have to delegate the work to the supplier. He gives the data, you put it over there, get the control charts. Believe me, all the 3 plots which are given here are process-wise unstable. The data what you are seeing is process-wise unstable. CPCPK is very poor. If you come to the ends of the spectrum, if you are taking the material at the unstable zone of your control chart, the final product is going to have a swan song. Swan song, how would you do that? The death of the product lies here. So when you are taking the source material, imagine digital transformation is like the camera in this room. It is observing, it is taking data so that you can put it in consumable form and actionable. So when the camera is there, operators will work properly, people will work properly. Whether the camera is on or not, whether it is collecting data or not, doesn't matter. But the camera has to be there. So your assets which are there inside your organization, the calibration of your assets. Do you get the information about them? When it is due, who did it, whether it was done, how reliable is the measured data from the calibrated equipment? For audit reports we do, but for the products do we do? Here it is democratization of functions, getting it done. Their job is to do it, otherwise it will kill them with notifications saying that you better do it. This is called as conformance to processes. So when you look at it, for example, here is a plot of your melting temperature. If you say this is very good, actually it is very poor. It's very poor. You can see trouble from the products which are coming out of this because either the sensor is gone or the machine needs to be reconditioned or the output quality of the plastic is not going to be consistent towards the median, primarily because of this. We believe everything that is coming digital, yes or no? You stand on a weighing scale, you instantaneously believe it, right? Because it is digital. When was it last calibrated? You know what you should use to calibrate? That. Come on. It's after lunch. Stomach is heavy. You stand on the scale, you know where you lie. What should we use for calibration? Tell me. The answer is reference value. What is the reference value you will be using? What is that value? What is that value? Guys, I am taking a completely different approach here. It's your weight. Your weight has to be the calibration. The moment it goes out or this way, this has to be calibrated to that. Did you get it? So, at every point of time, we are conscious about our weight, but what about our processes? So, you look at every one of those parameters. This is again mold temperature. Determines the fate of the product which comes out of the mold, right? We are seeing only one value on the screen, on the operator screen there. Are you plotting it and looking at the health of the system? Consistent quality comes with these kinds of practices. So how many of you know about layered process audit? Show of hands. No? It is superior is there, subordinate is there, below him another subordinate is there, below organizational hierarchy. Randomly they take people and audit the other people. For example, person from quality will go and check whether Pokai is functioning properly or not. Engineering fellow will go and say whether he is taking the static gloves to make sure that the components being assembled in the PCB are okay, not affected by static. Like that randomly they will start looking at, continuously looking at it and giving the feedback on a day-to-day basis. This is called as layered process audit. This was institutionalized in the West in 2004. Immediately it was absorbed by Japan. Today China is doing it for the last 5-6 years. It is continuous, making sure that they are sitting on the center of the median of the specification limits. So this reduces waste instantaneously right then and there itself. If you institutionalize the process of layered process audit in your organization, that is your money. It's your money. The way, by default, everything wants to go waste. Nothing wants to be useful. How do you make sure they are coming back to usefulness? This is the kind, holding the process now. So when you put this together at each and every level in layered process audit, your 5S, everything else will come in. You will be able to get a dashboard as to whether that operator or that particular person complied with that process requirement then or not. You do a sudden audit in your customers, in your supplier's place. You go to your supplier's place, do an unannounced layered audit, give them a report as to where they are. Believe me, your next product intake for you from your customer will go away. Supplier NC data analysis. Voice of the customer meeting the requirements or not. These are all dynamic, folks. They are not static. They are all information in consumable form so that you can make the decision based on RACI. Responsible, accountable, consulted, informed. Stakeholders. When organizations which are big were small earlier. They all started small, right? They became big because of processes, because of foundations well laid in processes over there. Quality is something which is not a responsibility of only the quality function team. It is the responsibility of all people, all the way from management to the security staff. Everyone is a stakeholder when it comes to quality of our service or product. Scrap analysis. Stage-wise scrap. Scrap can be raw material scrap, can be finished product scrap, whichever way you look at it. Where are the classifications? How is it going about? I'm specifically riddling it with dashboards, primarily because we are sick and tired of looking at data in number forms. So we need to compulsively look at it. The data is staring at you on your face. If the writing is on the wall, people will say, oh, I didn't see this coming. You will be able to see it coming. High risk suppliers, supplier risk analysis, supplier quality management, all these things, if you put it as a part of your process in your organization and ask them to feed the data the way you want it, this is what you will get at the end of the day. Weekly defect analysis for each supplier. See, right now, how many of you have gone to OEMs to look at these dashboards at your OEM levels? Have you looked at your OEM dashboards? Okay. You will see these kinds of things, right? Similarly, you have to do it for your suppliers. Only then you will not face the wrath of your OEM. So it's a cascading effect, right? OEM does it for tier 1 does it for tier 2 does it for tier 3, like that. It is not a question of I believe you, I don't believe you. No. It has nothing to do with persons. It has nothing to do with personas. It has nothing to do with the age-old relationship. That has nothing to do with rejecting a component. Numbers speak all the time. Supplier selection. Look at all the criteria. How do we select suppliers? L1 cost, L1 price, right? Look at all the parameters there. It is one of many. Cost factor is only one. What about the other 5? Sir, if the cheapest car were to be preferred by the customer, Nano will be all over on the streets, folks. Yes or no? Nobody wants a cheap product. What do you want? An affordable product. Your purchase officer with whom you are negotiating also wants an affordable product. Because later on, I asked the supplier, I asked the purchase guy, do you look at the price or cost? He said, I don't get the cost. I said, did you try to get the cost? No. Then you are doing disservice to your company by going based on L1. Whom are you trying to please? Committed versus actual delivered. Take this data across, you will see how reliable your supplier is. Now you have the magnet problem, right? Huh? Man always tries to create a problem and then tries to solve it. Problem never existed there in the first place. Supplier responsiveness, believe me, charts are put like this for your responsiveness with respect to your, see, Ford audit comes. When I was working at E.G.S in the US, Ford will come and close the company for anybody outside for 5 days, Monday through Friday. So my review will be with my boss, who is the president of the company. I won't even call him. Because if I get my review done in just 5 days, in the evening, you know what I will get as a review. Okay. I mean, steam will be coming out of his ears. 5th day when Ford has left the organization. I won't even see for 1 week. Following week, I'll call him and say, Mo, what happened? How are things? I am right now in golf, man. Good. I hesitate to talk to you. When can I have my review? Let's meet. Believe me. That's how it was. When they do these kinds of audits, when OEMs come to suppliers, They do all these due diligence to make sure that the reliability of the supplier is not questioned. Many of you do not know, OEMs do not go for the least price. OEMs go through those 6 metrics, which I put earlier. The purchase officer has to justify all the 6 parameters before the vendor is given the order. Vendor will be thinking that it's because of cost he got it, the price he got it. Hell no. Supply chain. Supplier corrective action and preventive action. Any corrective action and preventive action you are doing is costing your company money. Any containment action costing you more money. How much money came as a result of that? To calculate all of them, there used to be a British proverb. Take care of the pennies and the pounds will take care of themselves. It's exactly what it is. At every step of the way, if you look at the wastage and you take it out of the system became just that much more efficient. So many are there. You can go through this, each and every one of them. If you are doing even 10% of this, you will get a 2% improvement in your profitability. If you put this together. The reason why I have littered it with charts is primarily because I want you to understand that data sitting in a silo in a spreadsheet is causing more harm to you than use, primarily because it's not being put to use for decision actionable requirements. I want to invest in a new machine. My OEM is saying invest in a new machine. Does it make sense? Immediately I go to a spreadsheet and I start opening a spreadsheet, putting an ROI, right? When will I get an ROI? Yes or no? This is the data you have to give. That data is a feel-good factor. You go back after 5 years to look at whether whatever predictions you had put together, did it come through or not, you will still be bleeding, your EMI will be still there on that machine. Why? Because this is where your profitability is. This is where it is leaking. You get a new, actually to be very frank with you, person puts a new machine, do you know for what reason? Suresh sir, what is the reason for investing in a new machine? Just pulling your nose. I thought you'd doze off a little bit. Why do you think people are investing in new machines?
Pleasing the OEM.
Marketing.
Marketing.
Yes or no?
Yes, yes. 100%.
Even the sales guy of that machine will not talk so much about the machine as compared to the owner of the machine. Yes or no? But that's not going to give you the money in the bank. This is going to give you the money in the bank. Avoid leaking profits, personal productivity loss, avoid mistakes, slower response to customer requirements, slower growth, and stagnating market share by going digital, folks. Nothing more, nothing less. You have to do it because it should have been done yesterday. Simple steps. Start taking small steps and putting it together. Go digital. Nothing is complete without a Quran. Aakam adarvinai sellum asaivila ookam udayan udai. Progress will go ahead of you. Progress will go ahead of you. Making money is given, provided you have the labor driven by passion to become better as a country. Your profit is in your hands. Thank you.
Opening presentation. Most of us we think we know, but we really didn't know. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. I am sure every one of you loved it. Now let us get into the question.
Yeah.
very illuminating presentation on profit maximization. So, what were the factors which are affecting the profit quality? And what are they? How many factors and what are they? Profit center, quality cost.
Anyone? They're more exciting, I think, than the Natarajan speech. Huh? Question is not clear? Hello? Is there? Yeah. Manufacturing, engineering, quality assurance, marketing and purchasing. Congratulations. Congratulations from Renal Nisa. ரொம்ப clear-ஆ வாட்ச் பண்ணிருக்கேன். Congratulations.